Hey guys, James here. We are in City Skylines 2 today, and you will see that we are starting a new city. I don't think this is going to come out the exact day that I record it, but I do want to give a quick update. I'm going to do this in all of the new series that I'm starting up. If you've been watching my other City Skylines videos, you noticed I kind of went MIA for a couple weeks. I and my wife just had our first child. And our first child came a couple months early, so we spent the past two weeks or so in the hospital in the NICU with our baby girl. She is doing great. Mom's doing great. But yeah, it's been about 3-4 weeks of wife being in the hospital for a week because baby was thinking about coming early. A week of I don't know what's going on, and then 2 weeks with the baby in the hospital. So we have had an adventurous past month, but I think things are starting to get back to normal a little bit. So I am going to work on getting back into the swing of recording things, and I'll probably be recording brand new series in almost everything. I'm going to try and keep the Stellaris series going because I like that one. The Empire I was going with in that one, but everything else we're going to kind of start fresh and see where things go. So this map that we are starting on here, this is a map of Nebraska City, Nebraska. Not where I live. Honestly, I've only been to Nebraska City I think once, maybe twice. It's down in the southeastern part of the state, south of Omaha. Thought it was a very cool map. It's kind of what I'm looking to do. Goal in this is we are going to build a little city in here. This is where Nebraska City actually is. The city limits are pretty much this. We've got the bypass of this highway around here. I'm not going to go very detailed and do like, this is Interstate 29. This is whatever highway this is. This would be Interstate 29 going through Iowa over here. But I really like that the mile roads are put in, so you get the mile grids throughout most of this. It's a little bit off because over here near the Missouri River, things get a little funky because the Missouri does some funky curving, so kind of gets the roads a little off. But overall, it is what I'm looking for. I want to do a more Midwestern type map. And the goal is I do want to have like a large central city here. Central City is another city in Nebraska. As of now, so this is a 4-lane highway that runs here, 2-lane there, comes into this interchange. This interchange will have it'll probably have a lot of traffic coming into the town here. And then we've got another interchange here with a 4-lane highway going there. And then obviously we have an interstate over here across the river. We do have, I think, 2 separate rail lines. This one, which goes through here, I will want to connect those up at some point probably. But there's another rail line that kind of does some funky stuff as it comes into what would be Nebraska City. I'm not going to name this map Nebraska City. Rochester is not the name either. I'll come up with something if anyone has some ideas for district names and stuff like that, or little town names that we'll end up throwing out along highways and stuff, let me know. There is some solid railroad infrastructure put into this map already. As you can see down here along the river, coming into what is Nebraska City. Very, very true to the actual layout of roads and railway around Nebraska City. Though I think this bridge doesn't exist anymore. Might be wrong, but anyway, yeah. So railway infrastructure is good. I like it. Then it splits off, runs into 2 different. I think it comes out. Yeah, it comes out up here too. That's what I. So, the goal is along these railway lines, so like we have this one running here. I'm gonna do like a small town out over here, and it'll be a very small town. Obviously, we're gonna be throwing like agricultural industry throughout the map. You will get a little bit of forestry along here, in through some of this forest throughout the map. Let's take a look at the resources real quick. Okay. So we've got some ore over here, so we could throw in a couple little ore industries, which we can do. We have more ore and then oil here. So this is interesting. Okay, so I think they did that to influence the map coloring, maybe? I don't know. But Nebraska City is like all oil, apparently. So we might have to add in a little bit of oil somewhere to set up an oil industry at some point. We do want to get all that set up and using it. At some point, we're probably going to need to... Let's take a look here. So we go from what? 11 meters. Okay, so that's pretty deep. There might be some points along here that we need to do some dredging, essentially, in the river, to get some like usage for like ports and stuff. Also, as you can tell, I am playing on an easier mode, with on easy mode, I should say, with like more money, all that stuff. There still is a budget, there's still expenses and everything, but I don't want to have to worry about losing money and stuff too much. So, yeah, we'll get to this when we actually have some industry to worry about using this, and I'll make sure when I get a sea lane put in, I'll make sure it runs all the way across the map on the river so that boats aren't doing weird, funky things. But yeah, I'm envisioning. If you've watched my channel before, I did a City Skylines 1 American Midwestern playthrough. I kind of want to do something similar. So we'll have some small towns throughout the map, and then just one bigger city here where Nebraska City would actually be on the map. But that's kind of the goal I'm going with it on this one. Thinking, how do I want to start this? I don't know if I want to dive right into like going for the big city here. There is already some infrastructure coming in of roads, and I don't really want to like dive into that here on the first episode. I kind of want to. I had this in mind over here. Let's go ahead. Let's delete these. And okay, let's do that. Let's get two-lane, two-way highway. That is what I'm looking for. No. We aren't overlapping there. There we go. We're just going to do that. And so this is going to turn into two-lane road along here. Okay. So go with like this. All right. Want these blocks to be big blocks. In these smaller towns, you tend to see bigger blocks, more rural. Trying to think, more rural sized lots. They like you have a lot of lots that are like quarter acre stuff like that. Instead of in cities where you tend to have like a tenth of an acre, stuff like that. Okay. All right. So, what we'll also do along here, we're gonna throw a couple little gravel roads out here. On the edges of town, you tend to see some smaller roads going off. A lot of these would be private lanes, but doesn't necessarily have to be private. You can have a couple smaller houses off them. Let's see here. Now, what we do want is all of these little towns. I don't know. Let's take a look here real quick. No, not eyedropper. I want to search silent. I want to see. Okay. Ag. Here real quick. Farm storage. Okay. So we have this. There we go. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. So my goal with this is I do want to set up like actual industry and stuff that works, but I do want to put in a lot of ploppable stuff so that I can like focus on what is actually getting put in here. So obviously we're going to use a lot of these silos up here. We might do like you might have some of this around here as well. Another thing in these smaller towns in Nebraska, in the Midwest in general, you tend to have a lot of these smaller towns popped up on railway lines. So you have like this would be Main Street here. And so you have on one side, you would have the residential stuff. You'd have kind of a downtown lane along here with some businesses, some wall-to-wall businesses and stuff like that. And sometimes that expands a block or two past. This is a smaller town, so probably not. We're just probably going to do some along here. But then on this side here, where the railway is, you would tend to have all sorts of grain silos, the industry of the town. And it's kind of a lot of small Midwestern towns have that, and that's just how those towns developed. The railway was very important back when these towns developed, so that is kind of what we're going to go for here. What I want to do, yeah, no, not that. Let's see if we can get like these are huge. Even this, that's massive. See what we can find here. Okay, that's passenger station. Don't necessarily want that. This isn't bad. This might be something that we do. Unless we can find a smaller freight terminal. Going to be able to. Don't think we will. They're one of these that just does general. Yeah. This will do like all types of freight. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll need to put up a rail depot somewhere. I'm sitting here thinking, since this is such a small town. Well, no. Yeah, we're gonna switch this. So sorry for that. Doing a little bit of a mulligan here. Just for me to kind of go off a little bit. Back in City Skylines 1, there was an asset that got added. That was a freight station. Absolutely loved it for a build like this. Obviously, we do not have that, sadly, but we will make do here. Okay. So that'll be good enough here. So, what we need to do here is we need to add a road along here. It's going to be like... That is pretty dang good. Okay. We're going to add this. And then we will add a second one. Just come on. That blocked B. There we go. Oh god, that's disgusting. All right. And then we're gonna upgrade this there. Perfect. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's get one two-way track. Okay. Unelectrified. You know, we should probably... I think this track out here is electrified. Yeah. So this one is just diesel. So I don't know if this is gonna work. Well, I guess we'll find out eventually. Ooh, and this is just a single track here. That kind of sucks. Okay. We might end up in the future, yeah, upgrading this to double track coming through here, but for now, we'll deal with it. Ooh, does that work? That looks a little odd, but I think it's gonna work. I don't know. That one might not be working. Okay. Let's do this. I think it was because it was at a lower elevation. There we go. We'll do that. Okay. Yeah, I know we don't have that. I'm gonna pause for a minute so we aren't losing all our money. Okay. Let's go in here. So we have. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Demand might be that might be interesting. Okay. We'll have to double check that. So we're gonna do some stuff here. All right. Now, back here, we're gonna have some gravel roads running through here. Just if you were to go look at a small town here in Nebraska, you would see like there's a lot of in these areas there's a lot of like dirt that is like where trucks are just running all the time in these areas, unloading grain, all sorts of stuff. So that's kind of how these are going to be set up back here. Let's go ahead and work on throwing some things in back here. Things like this. Got throw a couple here. Let's see. These in off over here. How bad does... Oh, crap. Okay. Sorry. Forgot to turn the anarchy back on if I wanted to do that. Or on. First place. Okay. Back in here. What else do we have? I hate that these are like it's all the like three, four, five same assets. I kind of hate that, but it is what it is. We don't have an asset editor yet. Okay. Do a little bit more back here. Go this in. Oops. Not mean to do that one. Okay. So that is kind of what we're looking for here. We're actually going to do, we're going to pull this through to there. All right. Now, what I want to do is along here, we're going to do some zoning actually. If I can click the right button. So this is going to be low density. Do we have wall to wall? Hoping I don't know what that's going to end up looking like. We have like medium density row housing. Let's go take a look here real quick. Let's get rid of ag. Go commercial. Wall. Oh, nope. Okay. Hello? Right. So let's go to this. No. I want this. Okay, or not. Filters. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Okay. So. Ooh. I don't like that. Oh, great. We've got some sort of mod issue. Okay. That could be a problem. At least for plopping some of these buildings. This one looks fine. That one looks fine. Why was this one? Okay. Something just bugged out there on that one. Okay. Yes, this is what I'm going to look for here. So we're going to use that. What we're going to do, we're going to go low density New England. Okay. All along here. And then we're going to go 4 deep here. And we'll go that there. Okay. So, what we're also going to do, we're going to grab this. And these are going to be kind of counting as, like, alleys back here. We're going to do that. Run an alley through here. That block is fine. Here, you're going to have an alley. Yeah, that'll be enough. Okay. So, now that we've got that, I want to take a look. We've got 2 back here. What I want to do is we're going to throw in some parking right away. Just little parking back here for these businesses. Something like that. That would work too. That'll work here. Do this. Yes. You are there. No, we don't need that much parking. Okay. So, let's unpause. Let's get those businesses coming in. What I want to do back here is we're going to go with we're going to find our area tool. Not that area tool. This area tool. I want, like, gravel. Round. Where's the agricultural surface? Cooper, can you not lick me while I'm... Okay. Don't want that. Okay. Let's see here. Mud, mulch, podzol? What the heck is podzol? It's close to what I want, but is there something? Is there actually, like, gravel? Gravel would be great. Bricks, wood, tiles, sand, rocky sand. Rocky sand could be what I'm looking for. What does wet sand look like? All right. I prefer the rocky sand. God. Yeah, we should probably get water and stuff, you know? the small towns, especially in Nebraska, we have the Ogallala Aquifer. They tend to have water towers. So we're going to give this town a nice modern water tower here. Now, electricity. It's an interesting concept. Hadn't thought of before. Let's go. We're gonna add a little thing here. We're gonna go and do a transformer station and power lines. Okay. So that should solve the power and the water. We would just need sewage now. Hopefully that... Oh, you know what? No, it won't. Highway is not going to transfer power. Right. Okay. We will run power lines all the way down here. Sure that goes through. Good. Okay. And then sewage. You do see this out in the middle of nowhere sometimes. You come across like treatment plants that they look a little bit out of place, but it'll be all right. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna extend this gravel road out this way a bit. We're gonna go all the way along here. Okay. And then here as well. Okay. So, we've got that. In 1 second here, guys. Okay. So, those should be better now. There we go. Now, I want to go in here and look at our residential here. I don't want just northeast. I do want low building. Let's go southwest and northeast. And can I do like big lots? Hold on a second. Okay. Greater than 2, greater than... Hold on. Alright, whatever. So, like, along here, what I want to do... I guess we could do this. All right, we're gonna come through. We're gonna see what these look like as they come in. Go ahead and do this here and here. Okay, looks like these are zoning along here. Like, I'm worried about like here. Like, if these are zoning onto the alley here, I don't want that. And so I forgot we don't actually have a northeast housing type, low density. So I'm gonna attempt to do a UK house here. Actually, you know what? We can just do this. Let's go here. Let's do not that. We'll go here. Like, how does this look? That actually fits in really well. I mean, the housing style is a little bit off. Obviously it's UK housing style, but it fits in. It fits in all right. So let's go ahead and look through here. I want to take a look at things like this. Like that could fit in out here. That one. So like, what is this? This would be like a duplex, right? Yes. So that is what we don't want. So that is the semi-detached. So semi-detached all. Yeah. So semi-detached means duplex essentially. Then there was the other one, which was terraced housing. Terraced, not terrorist. Kind of slurred that. Okay, so yeah, we'll do some UK detached as well out here. All the way out here. And then, one thing we do need to see if we can find here. Go here, church. God, do we not have any churches? UK Parish Church. Okay. That is the only church we have. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's go ahead. We're going to put this in right here. Okay, what is this? Okay. As cemetery extensions, we will definitely put those in. All right, that'll work. Is there like worship? Spirit? No. Unity. Okay. All right. I know there is something somewhere. Where's this at? I think it's here. Town chapel. There we go. Something like that. We might do something like this. It'd be nice if we had actual churches, but abandoned. Okay. Why are you abandoned? Because you probably don't have hold on a second. What is happening? Are these not? Oh, okay. So these just haven't been like there we go. Like this one is actually. So we need to oh no, some of this detached housing. Oh, did I know semi-detached? Am I a moron? Yeah, I am. Oh. Alright. Hold up. We'll leave a couple over here, but oh, that's annoying. Okay. I want to check one thing here in options. Plop the growables. Okay, no. Lock building levels when plopped. No. Disable abandonment. I was hoping. I thought there was a. Okay, that's annoying. I want to do this. So I was thinking. Oh, I hate this. I hate that that's come in like that. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Hold on, we're gonna have to delete. I might have to, like, do some plopping. Those are gonna come in as the same thing, aren't they? Okay. Like, this looks absolutely terrible as well. I might have to do some plopping here. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Alright. We might have to do some plopping here in the next episode. But I think this is a solid start. I do want to district these buildings, or these little towns, so that everything gets used in them. We do need to get some here before we hop on out of here. We need to get some agriculture going. Do something like this. Let's get some grain farming. I like to keep these back about. I like to leave some space between the edge of the road and the field. That is how I like to do it. Looks a little bit more realistic to me. We'll go all the way over here right next to the church. That. Do something like this. So, we're gonna... I mentioned how a lot of these, like, mile roads have been put in already, and, like, the map creator did an amazing job of putting, like, fields and stuff in. We're gonna have to delete a lot of these fields, and it's gonna have to be smaller farms, so there's gonna be more gravel roads around, because the limit on these things is only so much, and I don't want to, like, just max it out and have, like, rounded off fields. I want to try and keep square fields, but we'll do more of that as we get along here. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to zone along there, am I? Well, we're gonna have to make a change here real quick. Go road builder. Let's go this, and I want to go zonable. And we're going to add zones on this. Okay. So when we go here, we now have the zonable two highway with this. Apparently not that one. All right. So we'll do this here. Come along here. I'm gonna bring this field all the way down in. Gonna use all the space here that we can in these small towns. This is going to be a big field here. And you do see this sometimes where the corner kind of gets cut off a little bit. And a lot of the times what you see that, or why you see that, is because most fields are, especially the bigger fields, so like in your like square mile quarters, you'll generally have like a pivot, a center pivot, that just goes in a circle. And the farmers will tend to like cut off the corner here and not do anything there because the pivot can't reach out into that corner unless you have a special pivot. But you tend to see that a lot. So I think this is a solid start. We've got a lot of traffic here as people are moving in, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. And hopefully these things will get like... I want to do something. We're gonna go off the globals. Disable abandonment. Dang it. Okay. All right. So hopefully those don't get abandoned. We do have some crime. We'll have to deal with that. But this is a solid little start. Things will improve. These are level 1, so these might level up some more as time goes on. So we'll let these play out. And yeah, I mean, this is a solid little start, solid little town. Somebody come up with a name for this. Leave it in the comments, please, and we'll do that. But yeah, solid start. I don't think this is getting used at all, which I mean doesn't really surprise me. But yeah, we'll keep going here. I should probably do this before I forget in the next one. I'm going to edit this. And we need to add water and sewage. Then do we need to upgrade it? Maybe? Hello? Well, I don't know what's going on there, but we'll get to that in the next one. We've got some crime. We'll need to add amenities and stuff. A little clinic, fire station, police station, and some trash. But we will get that added here in the next episode, guys. I think this is a great start. This isn't going to come out right away after I recorded it. I'm probably going to get a few recorded before I start posting these. But yeah, let me know. And as soon as I start hearing comments back, I'll get districts named, if you want streets named, or stuff like that. Let me know. And yeah, we'll get to work on that. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully this is something everyone's kind of looking for. But yeah, I'll keep going. And I got to work on a lot of videos this weekend, as well as prepping the house for the baby. So that, guys, I'm going to end it here. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.